global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. The Buhari administration have been mocked again for appointing another dead person into his administration. Far back in 2017, there were some persons who were appointed into Buhari's administration who were actually dead people. And let me just list some of their names just to, remind you of such that had happened before now. One, Francis Okozu, who was a senator in the Second Republic. He was dead when he was, appointed by the president. Donald Ukpaja, a retired deputy inspector general of police. Ahmed Buza, who was sole administrator of Jiga local government area of Kebbi State. One, Christopher Utuf, who was a former proprietor of Fidel Polytechnic Boko, and Kabi Umar, a former emir of Katangum in Bauchi. All of these guys in 2017 were appointed into the Buhari's administration, but by the time they carry out findings, these people were already dead. It has happened again, and this time around it has to do with Tobias Chukwu Emeka Okoro, who is from local government, South local government area of Ebonyi State. The man is 59 years of age, and he has represented, the South Equal Federal Constituency in the House of Assembly. And this man has just fairly recently, he has been given appointment to be a member of board of FCC. But guess what? This man had already passed on 2 months ago, precisely in the month of February. But then when it happened, there were a lot of stuff said by different people from different quarters. Most people said that it's not, the presidency is not to be blamed. Even APC was overly quiet over it. But just fairly recently, APC have decided, to respond to these outcry by Nigerians who are, overly angry that this same thing keep happening over and over again, and Nigerians are saying we do not want a repetition of it again. So the APC chairman in Ebonyi State local government had to come out, and guess what? He confirmed that truly the man, that's Okoro, is actually dead. He was supposed to be a board member of the Federal Character Commission. The APC Ebonyi State chairman, Mr. Eze Nwachukwu, in a press briefing, explained that Chief Tobias actually was hale and hearty, as at the time he was nominated for the position by Mr. President. According to him, he said that unfortunately he died in the month of February. And I'm going to read the exact words of this man. I'm talking about the chairman of APC Ebonyi State. In his word, he said, Okoro was nominated a living man in January, healthy-hearty for the position, and he updated and submitted all his necessary curriculum vitae by himself. What happened is that in between his nomination and later conveying his nomination for the Senate, Okoro painfully and sadly answered the ultimate call. We accept responsibility and take the blame because as a party we are supposed to have written the national leadership of our party and the presidency, informing them on the demise of Chief Okoro as a ranking party member. But unfortunately, the family has not made the date official and has not commenced burial arrangement before the coronavirus pandemic that led to lockdown, ban on burial and other social gatherings. So it is the responsibility of the party to put the record straight, and that is why we are using this medium to correct the erroneous impression. It is not the fault of Mr. President and the presidency that Okoro name later appear in the nominees list. Those were the words he said. But if you must talk about this, it's really very funny in the sense that it doesn't take anything to convey message in Nigeria. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? We have phones that we can use to call. We have the social media. If you maybe you run into, we have WhatsApp, possibly, and maybe the chairman of APC in Ebonyi State did not have enough credit on his phone. He would have still made use of WhatsApp and other social media platform where they consume small data to communicate to the president, because this kind of thing is really a terrible thing. The case of lack of transparency have been there for a long time. Don't forget, in 2017, more than 5 persons who were dead were appointed into Buhari's administration. Nigerians scream and shout, and for some persons, well, it was just a mistake. Let's just forget about it and keep rolling. They gave excuses about it. But now again, Okoro case is another terrible one for Nigerians. Most people are not happy. I saw what this lady, Loretta Onoche, what she wrote in her social media handle, that's on Twitter, and also wrote on Facebook. Let me just read a few things that she wrote. She said, Honorable Tobias Chukwemeka Okoro was very much alive when President Muhammadu Buhari appointed him as the Ebonyi State member in the Federal Character Commission. He even came to update his CV in readiness for the appointment after the Senate screening. When he sadly passed away while waiting for the screening by the Senate, that information was not communicated to the federal government. His remains are yet to be. For me, my sister Loretta, it's good enough for us whenever issues like this come up, you remain quiet than to talk, because when you talk, you are exposing the negligence of your party. You're exposing the negligence of the present-day government. There are a lot of bureaucracy when you look at whenever you are doing things in respect to government and all of that. Communication is a very important part. For there to be transparency, communication must be intact. It takes nothing. That man was not just an ordinary person. He was a man of reputation. He has served in the Federal House of Representatives. He is well known, So if he had passed on, I know so well that information, the very day he passed on, the APC chairman must have heard it. Now the question is, why didn't he communicate to the presidency, allowing the presidency to make this huge mistake? As much as I know, President Muhammadu Buhari does not prepare anything like report or nomination and all of that. It is the people that he had put in place to do it that are the ones in charge. What would he have taken for you to call back to all those people and say, please confirm that this person is still in readiness to pick up this appointment? Please confirm this, before the president will go out there to announce to more than 200 million people in Nigeria. If you don't even have any iota of excellence or any iota of transparency when it comes to you passing information out to the people, whether it is in form of address or maybe you want to announce appointment and all of that, those people must be communicated first. In some cases, the ideal thing to do is that you have invited those people, given them, you invite them, give them letter of appointment before you even, get up to announce their own appointment. In other words, they have accepted before you think of announcing it. Just to guard against the issue of maybe somebody coming up to say, I can't take the appointment again, I have something better I'm doing and all of that. You must call them one-on-one, give them the appointment letter and announce. In some companies, whether it is bank or some top companies that I have seen thus far, with someone like I've worked in different companies, before they announce that, we have employed 250,000 people, 220 people nationwide, they must have given letter of appointment, letter of employment to all those people before you do it. But guess what? That wasn't what was done, which means that they are taking Nigerians for granted. Because if you cannot to, scrutinize the information you are about letting out, it therefore means you are taking us for granted. And this is absolutely wrong. If we can be so careless to announcing the date of the name of a dead person as being a part of a particular committee. It therefore means we are careless over everything. It doesn't even bother the presidency, whatever the people are doing and all of that. This is absolutely wrong. Nobody should coming out right now to say we are using this medium to correct the mistake and all of that. That is nonsense. I think that as at this point, the president himself should deal with whoever that had prepared that report without getting back to those who were those appointees. It is a good punitive measure for him to take, to discipline them, so that you don't keep on messing up your government like this. Now, right now, APC had lambasted PDP that they are not capable, they are not this, but this is the time where you need to correct all the mistakes that you have made thus far. But just look at this kind of, it looks very normal, but guess what? In the eyes of Nigerians, it's not normal. It shows that it shows negligence on the part of whoever that is in there. Guess what? The negligence is not going to be attached to the person who did it, but even to the present day government. These things must be taken care of so that we don't keep on doing this kind of silly mistake just to show that we are careless over what is happening in the country. The man died since February. And the presidency just fairly recently announced the appointment of that man into that committee. February. This is April, ending of April. 2 good months is enough. Even if you were going to enter bike that would take you to Abuja for you to, tell the presidency that this kind of thing had happened. The bike, since at least a month ago, it would have arrived from Ebony State to wherever it was. It would have arrived there, for you to pass the information, since you don't know that you have to use phone to call people. But look at how the whole system has been disgraced. It's overly wrong. I think something very drastic must be done so that such will not repeat itself. Go to our comment section. What do you have to say? Because Nigerians are really talking at this point, considering the fact that this mistake has repeated itself again. What do you